This tool is what you need to install your deck post bracket. Most people get this wrong when they install this heavy-duty screw. Today, we've got you covered in a step-by-step installation. This is the bracket that we are installing today. You can take a look. It tells you what size screw you need. So this is for a 6x6, which means we need a 5/8 screw, structural. And this is the ABA, or as I call it, the ABA. Centered up on your footing, and we can mark that out. So I've just used a plumb bob here to mark out my center point of my post base. You can also mark it out here on the corner so that we know to line these up perfectly. Now I have a beam overhead, so I can use the plumb bob. You can also use a laser level if you want. Now we can take this off and get out our hammer drill. Screw goes in like this. Now the advantage of this one is it's slotted, so you can move it 1 inch in either direction in case you make a mistake. We're not going to make any mistakes though, right? So to drill into concrete, you are going to need a masonry bit that's the same diameter as the shank, this right here, of your screw. You do not want this to be bigger than your screw, because on your heavy duty structural screw, these little threads actually have teeth in them, and they're going to bite into the concrete to hold on to that concrete. They need to be the same. We're gonna actually over drill by a 1/2 inch more than the screw. Now, in order to drill through concrete, your drill has to be set right here on the hammer drill setting. I've just got it lined up, and I'm gonna apply pressure, downwards motion, so it doesn't skip around. All right, time for some housekeeping. I'm gonna vacuum all this up. Moment of truth. Yeah. I like my spirit levels. They're awesome. So in order to install a heavy duty screw, you're gonna need a socket. Make sure you size it, obviously, for the head. And I'm gonna use just my impact driver with a cautionary note, okay? So what I like to do first is line up your base here with the marks that you've made. You're gonna see you have that hole there. You've got a little play, you have a little movement. And I'm gonna take my washer, I'm using a square washer here. I'm gonna slide it over top and then insert my screw. Now, some people do not use washers because the head of that screw is actually really large in diameter. I'm using a washer because it told me to use a washer, okay? And it's never a bad thing to do. And I have my impact driver here. I'm gonna use my socket up to a point, okay? Let's give this a go. Line that up perfectly, okay, hold that down. Okay, so what I'm doing is see how that's still loose, okay? So at this point, I'm gonna grab my torque wrench. So torque is simply turning force, okay? These are your torque settings here. You just adjust it by twisting your wrench to the setting you want. If you have a smaller screw, it might be 90 pound-feet of torque. So that's set for 100 pound-feet of torque. Okay, locked, set, and ready to go. And you're gonna hear a click. That is just gonna tell you that it has reached the torque setting. Each screw has a different torque setting, by the way. I don't know what happened, the sun went down. And then we are just going to secure the base here. You can use nails, like a 3.5 inch nail that's rated for this. I'm going to use structural screws, just drive them in through all the openings there, make it nice and secure. And of course, double check that you're nice and plumbed up before those screws go in. Last chance. So the first structural screw we are installing right here is the center one. And we like screws because not only do they hold really, really well, we can also change things up down the road if you want to. Okay, and it's a very good secure installation. Those are huge structural screws, and the impact driver makes it really easy to install. So the key here is 1, 2, 3. We have 4 on this side, 4 on the other side. 8 in total, and that right there is a beautiful looking post. I feel like Spidey down here. It's a great looking post. I love it. You guys can do this. Go out there, make something amazing in your own home. All right, awesome.